Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. I do want to say thank you to anyone that continues to be a part of this journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, today we are getting the message from the ancestors that you needed. So, ancestors of highest light and love, what is the message that my fellow humans need from you today? Wow, that's too many. What is the message that my fellow humans need from you today? Ancestors of highest light and love, what is the message that my fellow humans need from you today? Okay, that's the one right there. Thank you very much. We have take time out on the bottom, siesta, recharge, and rest. Okay. Ancestors of highest light and love, what is the message that my fellow humans need to hear from you today? Ancestors of highest light and love, what is the message that my fellow humans need to hear from you today? Would you like to share with them? What is the message they need to hear today, ancestors of highest light and love? Okay, so we've got the third house, we've got Capricorn energy, and we've got the South Node. Early childhood learning and communication styles are being highlighted. This is like the week of healing, I swear. Right? This is all about you truly taking that action to really release control or hold on what it is that's been holding you back, where it is that you feel like you haven't been honest with yourself, where it is that you feel like you've been fighting yourself even. Right? Is that this dissonance between you and your peers? Is that you feeling like you are the oddball out? Is that you feeling like a black sheep? Is that you feeling like you don't belong? Is that you also feeling like you can't put yourself first because of old patterns, right? How do you think of yourself? That's what they want you to focus on this week or at this time, is how do you think of yourself? Because it's something that's very, very, very important at this time. And it's not always easy, right? But we have South Node energy here, so you could be very rigid when it comes to yourself, right? You could be very pessimistic and limiting of yourself, and ruthless and cynical and fearful, and very like controlling over yourself, and trying to not let those barriers get the best of you, or those walls get the best of you. But sometimes they do. It's like when they do, you beat yourself up. Right? But we see this is something that you followed until now. And so the message you need is to remember that just because it's been a part of your life up until this point, it doesn't mean that it has to be a part of your life moving forward into the future, which is why we got siesta on the bottom, recharge and rest. This take time out will help you to reconnect with that self-love and what's important. I feel like for you, it's difficult for you to take space for yourself, like to not do anything, right? Maybe you have fear and anxiety around being seen as doing nothing or being unproductive. But we have to change this belief system about rest, because rest is equally as productive as working is. So if we never allow ourselves this opportunity to come into this space of rest, we will reach a place of burnout, or finding sickness finds us, and then we won't have the energy to move on, and we'll be forced to rest, which then stresses us out even more, which makes the sickness hold on. So there's a lot of things that are coming through here that are talking about it's so important for you to be kind to yourself at this time. It's okay for you to get with yourself and understand, how do you feel about yourself? Like when it's the weekend, can you just sit and relax? And if the answer is no, why? Like, what does that stem from? And understanding that will help you to let go of that limiting belief, right? And let go of that way of talking to yourself. Rest is so important for us. And I think that sometimes it's like we're afraid we're going to be seen as being lazy. Yeah, there's hope for you still. We're afraid we're going to be seen as lazy if we just take some time and like take a nap or just lounge about on the couch and do nothing. Like it's really what this feels like. There's like an anxiety. I'm just getting like so anxious right now just talking about it. Like, oh my gosh, like what if people walk in on me and see me doing that, or they see me doing nothing, and it's like they're going to judge me and they're going to think that I'm lazy, and I can't have people thinking that. But rest is as important as work. Yeah, see, we have the Four of Cups on the bottom here. It's talking about building that emotional stability within yourself, realizing that to care for yourself means to nurture yourself, and nurturing is also finding rest. That's a receptive activity. We cannot always be in our masculine energy because it's overwhelming, just the same that we can't always be in our feminine energy because it's overwhelming. We have to find a balance between the two. We see here with the star, it's like bringing that sense of hope, but there's this fear, this lurking. If you see here with the bird, it's this fear that someone's always looking over your shoulder and that's going to dictate what it is that you do for the day. And they're saying like, let that go. Here we go. Peer pressure with the Four of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, it's like this peer pressure, like others are thinking badly of me. Others are making me feel like I have to constantly be on the go. Like feeling stuck in a situation, feeling like the walls are closing in. Right? And if the walls close in, I will have no space to myself here. And that's what the ancestors, this is the message you need to know, is that sometimes what happens is when you let go of this, you'll come into a place of balance and you'll recognize that even this type of energy is very, very, very important. I do feel like there's just this energy where you're kind of negative to yourself sometimes because of the fear of someone catching you with your hand in the cookie jar. Like, it's a very strong energy. The moon, satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others. It's okay for you to nurture yourself. It's okay for you to love yourself too. Like if you had a best friend and your best friend was exhausted and they came to you and they're like, man, I need advice. Like I've got this project going on, but I can't even keep my eyes open. Like I've tried energy drinks. I've tried coffee. I've tried it all. And I cannot keep my eyes open. I am one step shy of starting to do hard drugs. What do I do? Wouldn't you tell your friend, maybe you should go lay down for a nap for a little while? Logically speaking, why can't you do that for yourself? And that's what the ancestors are saying here. It's like, do that for yourself. Venus, give and receive love. Find value and see beauty. Find value and see beauty in the act of resting. 8th house, look, transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. This is you facing a big fear. That is a big fear, because if it's a trigger for you, that means that there's a fear behind it. And that's okay. That's all right. There's no reason to be any one way, shape, or form about it. We don't react. We observe. We don't react, right? That's what we're working towards. And that takes practice. It takes time. But once you get there, you're going to understand like, oh my gosh, like this is really ruling a part of my life. And I never realized that before, how anxious this made me. Look at this. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Exactly. It's okay to be at peace. We have stargazers. Set your sights higher. Look to the stars for guidance. And we have autumn. Release the old and rest. Rest. Oh my goodness. This is a very powerful message for you coming through. They're saying it is so important for you to rest at this time. I feel like you've just been going and going and going and going, like Energizer Bunny energy, huh? Like, geez, your battery's about to run dry. We've got 10-10 on the bottom. Soul mission, independent soul mission, alone time, learning, healing, and aspirations. Take a few deep breaths and focus inward. You need time to think things over and consider your options. At this time, you must rely solely on yourself. You might not believe it, but you're headed in the right direction. What appears to be a lull in activity is just a natural part of the process. The lulls are a part of it too. Ebb and flow. Look, 12:21, taking action, moderation. The first thing here, moderation. Too much of anything can be a bad thing. Patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, and taking action. Time to implement long-cherished ideas. You're on the right track towards making your dreams and visions a reality. The right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent your way. Happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Trust in the process. Okay, so it's okay to take action, but it's okay also to rest. You have to nurture yourself here. Come into this feminine energy. Feel like you've been very much in the masculine energy, which again is not a bad thing, but we can't just constantly stay in that energy all the time. We have to come into a place of receptivity so we can receive our blessings. So let's take a look at your ancestor card here. Teach and share. It says, instill, instruct, and educate. Look, and they're all sitting with their legs crossed here. Even the teacher's sitting on the floor with them, legs crossed, watching them read. Right? It's still an act of resting, being present with the situation, being present with what's going on. And it's interesting because those cards are right next to each other in the book. Look, we have teach and share. And then before that, we have take time out. Right? Interesting that they came out together. One from the deck and one on the bottom. So it says, Buddhism was introduced to Tibet in the 7th century where it developed in relative isolation. Over the centuries, the unique culture, identity, and language, the region became inseparably linked to Tibetan Buddhism, where great emphasis is placed on spiritual masters and teachers of the Dharma. These teachers, called lamas, create extensive study over many years to prepare their role in providing healing, initiations, and ceremonies, teaching their traditions, beliefs, insights, and wisdoms. The lamas, monks, and nuns also have the added responsibility of protecting and promoting Tibetan's environment, language, and culture. Tibetan lamas and monks devote their lives to study and practices of Buddhism. However, religious practice is a part of daily life for most Tibetans. Many families throughout the ages have proudly sent a child to the monastery to be educated as a monk. The ancestors say you are not alone. You may be questioning why you are here and what your true purpose is. This card has appeared to let you know that you are a natural teacher and it is a part of your life purpose. You don't need to be a school teacher or a child care worker. You can show people a new way of being or looking at the world. You may be teaching your children or grandchildren everyday things. You may be encouraging a friend to try something new or different. Value the wisdom and skills you can pass on to others. Sorry, my nose is crazy itchy right now. We have look at the ways you can incorporate teaching or mentoring into your life so that others may benefit. You have the ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Show them the way. Try not to overthink this aspect of your purpose. You may already be teaching others without even realizing it. Enjoy sharing your gifts with others. So you're definitely working hard to learn it. I'm just going to kind of touch on this. Take time out. Oh, my nose. My goodness. This is a reminder that you need to nurture yourself. Even if you can't have a siesta, stop and recharge throughout the day. Have a cup of coffee or tea and go for a walk on your lunch break. Take some time out to nurture yourself, rest, and look after your physical body. It is essential to do this before you become too tired or disconnected from your spirit and energy. Practice setting firm boundaries so that you have time to nurture yourself. Do not let other people's dramas or energy interfere with your self-care. It's important to look after your energy, so don't feel guilty about making rest and reflection a part of your routine. Visualize a safe space and see yourself making a cocoon around yourself. Go to this place whenever you need to recharge. So, you're working hard. We see that. Don't be afraid to rest. You're on your soul's purpose, your soul mission. We see that here as well. Okay? But really, it's about being kind to yourself at this time so that you can be in a place ready to share that with others. So this is what I see for you here. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little sleeping emoji down below and say, I take time to nurture and care for myself, even if that means taking a nap and disconnecting from the world. So that way I can always be charged to share my gifts. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, as well as give a shout out to the ancestors for coming through to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.